Hello. So the initial idea for this deck, Valentin, was Voltron Commander. The main reason is because he's got really great keywords, Menace Lifelink, which means you slide any equipment onto him and suddenly he's smacking things left, right, and everywhere. Everyone's getting smacked. Everyone is getting smacked in the face. Now, I've included only 4 swords, so I'm just wondering if that is enough. Fifth sword, Body and Mind, mills 10, makes a 2-2 wolf. I don't think that's very good. Milling 10 is dangerous. People use their graveyards so often now. Moldrotha, Uro. There's so many graveyard decks. I don't want to be milling people. Milling is like an extra hand. It's scary. I think new people don't realise how powerful a graveyard is. So we've got Sofi, Sofaf, Suaf, and Sowap. These swords. Now, I don't know how many swords constitutes a good Voltron deck. It's difficult to say. Voltron actually feels a lot like combo because you need a creature, you need the equipment and the mana to equip them both. Voltron's hard because ultimately mid-range and control kind of wins. Even aggro. Voltron is tough. So only 4 swords. I don't know, you tell me in the comments how many really constitutes a Voltron deck. I had a few more, but it just felt like if you kept drawing those, it's kind of crap because you need creatures to equip. We only even have 17 creatures. Doesn't even seem that much. Golgari's in a weird space. I think Golgari is not a very good colour combination. It hurts me to say that because I do love the idea of it. But when you filter the cards by Golgari, so black and green dual cards, they do have some crazy good removal like Casualties, Binding, Culling Ritual, Urgent, Necropsy. The issue is they don't have very good finishers that are exclusive to green-black that are that good. I think Wizards need to give us a few more better green-black ones. I don't know, maybe I just haven't seen them. There's a lot. Valentin is kind of weak in a late game. I'm not that bothered about Lizette. Lizette, we don't have a life gain sub-theme, so it's not going to work too well. But yes, let's focus on Valentin. Now, one interesting side effect of Valentin, his secondary ability is sick. So basically, if a creature would die, it exiles it instead. This is incredibly good against stuff like Uro, Croxer, anything that cares about going to the graveyard. This will eradicate it by default. And if you pay 2, you get an insect. It's actually really good. So don't worry about too much about your opponent having a graveyard out if this guy's out. But yeah, it sounds counterintuitive to me talking about that sword that mills, but when you mill stuff, it doesn't get exiled. It has to die on the battlefield. So there is a difference. For 1 mana, it's pretty good. It's laid onto the void, pretty much, for creatures. Can't really complain. And pretty good stats. Let's see how it does. It's fun. The queue, I keep seeing Omnath and other BS decks. It's kind of crazy what we're facing, but let's see how fun it is. Let's see how we get on against Boar Boy. Curve's kind of cool. Got some nice things to do here. Yasharn stops us using treasures and paying life, so it stops Bellis' Citadel. It's funny because the way the algorithm works, aka terribly, you'll almost always get paired against things that are good at neutralizing you. Like, I don't think I've ever played Yasharn when I had a deck that didn't care about his abilities. Yeah, it's very peculiar. But you know what? If my opponent wants to spend a premium removal spell on my 1-drop commander, then I'm fine with that. That's 1 fewer on something else I care about. And Elvish Mystic. So we're going to have 6 mana next turn. Virtue of Loyalty, okay. Well, we're going to have this prepped and ready. We also have the Urgent Necropsy, which is like a baby Casualties. Steel Seraph. Lifelink Vigilance. Okay. Maelstrom Pulse. Well, do they just quit here then? Because we just killed 3 of their things. Oh, lol. Devastation. It's probably game, right? Well, they have testicles. Bring your testicles. Bring them. I'll face them. Nice. Kill a commander twice. Okay. Oh, they've still got it in them. I guess if they play a forest, they get Yasharn. So let's go for Nissa. Uptick.
We will not fail. Harness the elements.
So we could smack, or we could just play the glint sleeve. Let's play the glint sleeve. I want to get a bit of value in there. So they gain 5 life, but we gain glint sleeve. Okay, they're putting up a fight. So we already have an ultimate. Play a land, draw a card. It's pretty good, right? We can't sacrifice it because Yasharn. But we can bring back Nissa for another go. Awesome. And they're still hanging in there. Alright then. Another land on top wouldn't go amiss. Okay. I've got a board wipe, surely. Ayo. Now, here's the interesting part. If we play Valentin and this dies, they don't get any bonuses. So, let's just set up the following turns. Menace. Menace. It's kind of funny, right? If they kill Valentin again, that'll be the 3rd time they've killed a 1-drop commander. And as I said before, I really cannot complain about that. Red and blue offers no protection against their deck. However, it's not going to matter. Better Citadel, awesome. Okay, so let's think about this. Draw a card. 2 removal spells. Well, that exiles it anyway. Let's just begin there. Nice. So far, going on to Valentin. We just have pure aggression coming in here. Menace, menace, and menace. And yes, the menace was a conscious decision because of the swords. Take them to 7. So if they have a farewell or something, they will eradicate us. But we have such an incredible recovery force here. They're coming in strong. We don't even need to block us 12. 4 infect, and they die in the swing back. Oh. They did pretty damn well considering we casualtied them though, I have to say. Alrighty, let's do this. Going against Esper. Enchantments. Okay. I always kind of like to get the Valentin out as soon as possible just to start attacking him. And I know we got the Grazer, but we've got nothing on turn 3 I'm desperate for anyway. So a turn 2 Grazer is still good, to be fair. Although I could have had this out a bit sooner. Ah, it's fine. Class, don't really care about that. Got some decent removal as well. And we do want to land on top. Sadly, another sword is just not going to cut it right now. When we don't hit lands, it does sting a bit. Okay, that's lovely. Although if we do get counted in the Questing Beast, it's going to be a bit sad. But we will try our best. It is a legend, so that it might. There's a lot more counter spells that hit legends than not. For 2 mana. It's just so boring now, isn't it, knowing not what's going to happen. This is the thing about blue that's boring, right? Like, in every other colour, there's so many flavours of kill spell, but in blue, it's almost always counter spell, right? At least they're just setting up the field. Okay, that's good, because now we can hit them with a sword. Let's go. And also, the other good thing about our Boreal Grazer is, if our commander dies, we can give the Grazer the sword, and it still works. Castle Thwain is a sick hit there. And also the fact we've got Invoke Despair. I think we might be okay. So that brings something back. If they play the Zer, then we got them with the Invoke. Frankly. Board wipe. This is the good thing about swords, right? Board wipe means the sword remains, so we can just come back to it. Rusco. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's something that you don't expect to see with a lower powered commander like Valentin, but geez. Down to 11. Duress and a glint sleeve. That's actually beautiful. What do we got? So they did have a wipe. So how much would we need? So we need to do this for 5. But then Valentin dies. Actually, we kind of want to save the meat hook because this is going to become a creature next turn. So let's just invoke now. Oh, and Risco gets exiled. This is actually a really lovely card we have here. And a Deathrite Shaman. But I don't really want to play this because we've got the Meat Massacre. So if anything, because this becomes a creature, and if they play that, then we're going to need this to help us out, basically. Yeah, that's what I was thinking here. And they've got 3 mana up. Oh, okay. Red and green. Well, let's just do X equals 4 then. Oh, no. That was horribly misclicked there. Hopefully this kid doesn't get countered. Ah, that's awesome. And it exiles their 2 guys as well. I know one of them was a commander, but still. Look at that. And the Meat Massacre does a bit of damage to them as well. 10 to 7. So next turn we've got Insatiable Avarice, or we can attack it with a sword. We'll see what they got, because they're gonna have a. They can just give a Zer, because Zer gives their stuff lifelink. It's kind of annoying. 3 mana up once again for the Iganjo. The clock is slowly getting annoying as well. Let's see if we can resolve this. They're at 7 life. We could have actually killed them with that eventually, couldn't we? But well, we'll see. Go for casualties. I think that's just the best card we have, isn't it? Yeah, actually, this works out pretty well because Deathrite Shaman can deal 2 to him. So, and we also have a Hasty Boy next turn, which can actually work really well because it has Collect Evidence for Ward. And if they don't have 4 mana in the graveyard to exile, they cannot target X-Bane Feryx. And what we have to be careful of is they have a Horde of Storm Giants as well, which can become a 7/7, which is not something that we want to see. Pull of the Mist Moon is an enchantment that's going to exile a number of things. Interesting, the Meat Hook Massacre goes away. Fair enough. And they always seem to have Iganjo mana up as well. Or they could just turn one of their auras into some kind of creature. Enchantment creatures have hexproof. That's irritating. Because if we target any of them, then they become immune from our targeting. So let's see. Infernal Grasp. Right, let's see what they do when we target this. Let's test the waters. They might turn something online, which they do, but then he dies, which means they lose the hexproof. Beautiful. Which means we are now free. Artifact, creature, enchantment, land. Artifact, enchantment, and land. Beautiful. And then now we can swing in. So that felt pretty monumental there. We got rid of so much of their resource that now one of our regular 1/1s with a sword will just kill them. Necrodominance, well, they're definitely dead now then. Well, they didn't have to pay the 2, but they chose to, so they just harakiri themselves. Awesome.
Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.